and we've having 2 shows a night, and they have been sold out for almost a month. Both shows.
Hold on just a minute. Let me get a tape rolling here. On the Midwest Sound Countdown, Loretta Lynn. Hi there, darling.
Hi, Walter. How you doing?
Oh, we were just talking about everything that's been happening to you.
Oh, my goodness.
Tell me that again, because...
Well, I said, well, there's been 2 months that I hadn't had any days off at all.
Yeah.
And I was at the Aladdin in Vegas for 17 straight nights, 2 shows a night. And after all that, me and my husband went up into the mountains in Idaho and spent 10 days. And about a week or so ago, we opened up here in Reno at the Harrah's.
Uh-huh.
And they had this place sold out, 2 shows a night for 2 weeks. And I'll be here 1 more week. They've been turning them away by the hundreds every night.
Somebody asked me, about the things you were doing, and they hadn't heard from you or seen you in a long time. And I said, she's so busy out in Nevada that we may never see her again.
Oh, you're going to see me again?
Hasn't the Aladdin, aren't they talking to you about renewing you all the way through 1979?
Yes, but I've cut my contract a lot shorter this year because I didn't want to work as much.
Yeah.
They'll be seeing me again. My movie starts in January.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm kind of thrilled about the movie. I was a little bit upset for a little bit because I didn't know exactly how Universal would, it's the coal miner's daughter.
Right.
And so I had a meeting with them, and I said, I don't want scenes or any language that I would be embarrassed over. I said, I don't go for that kind of stuff, and I would like to be able to see my own movie, my own life story. So they promised me there would be no 4-letter words and stuff in my movie that would embarrass me.
Is Sissy Spacek playing...
coal miner's daughter.
She's playing your part, right?
Yes, she will be ending the movie that she's doing right now in another week.
Yeah.
And then she's going to be with me till the movie starts. And she was telling me the other day, she called me on the phone and said, Loretta, I just went out and picked up all your tapes. And I was going down the highway, had your tape in, playing it, and was singing along with your tapes, and said people were looking and laughing at me.
So the 2 of you will get a chance to sit down together and really get to know each other, especially...
Yes, we have been together about 3 different times, but after she gets this filmed in another week, her and I will be together till the 1st of January.
Now, what about the music, Loretta? Will she be singing the songs, or will you...
She will be singing all the way through the movie except the last part. And I think I will be singing Coal Miner's Daughter all the way through on the last of the movie. And I think that maybe they are going to stick the 3 verses that my producer took out. See, I had 3 more verses wrote of Coal Miner's Daughter. And when I started to record it, they said this is a whole album in itself.
Yeah.
And, of course, we recorded the Coal Miner's Daughter for an album because I didn't think anybody'd be interested in my life story, And when we got through recording it, my husband says, no, I want this for a single. And they had taken the 3 verses out, but I think Universal wants the 3 extra verses put back in, which I will have to go cut Coal Miner's Daughter over again.
Think it could be a hit all over again.
It could be, with the 3 extra verses, yeah.
We talked about that before, and you told me there were extra verses to the song, and I always wanted to hear them.
Well, you're going to hear them.
And I'm going to hear them in the movie, right?
Right.
Oh,
but I'm real proud because Sissy is a fantastic little actress, and she's just new, and she's great. I'm really pleased with her.
Let me ask you something. We've discussed this in the past, and I'm going to refresh your memory just a little bit. There was a part you told me about your life, and I wonder if it's going to be in the movie, and it was kind of a cute part about the picnic and Mooney and the Jeep, and something about walking along beside the Jeep or something like that.
That will be in the movie. How could we leave that out? Yeah, that'll be in the movie.
That was an interesting story.
Yeah.
I discussed that with your sister, Crystal. And
what'd she say?
She said, I haven't heard that story before.
No, her and I don't really... Well, she's not really interested in that kind of stuff.
I asked her, I said, did your husband court you that way? She said, no. She said, I'd have hit him with a notebook.
She would have, too.
But there are some very interesting things in your early life with Mooney, and especially the starting and the traveling around in the old car and the sleeping in it and all of that, and getting the first record started. I also wonder how you're going to approach your relationship with the Wilburn Brothers.
Well, I wasn't going to touch on that an awful lot in the movie, and I didn't in the book. because of the lawsuit and everything.
Yeah.
And so when they started they wrote the script of the movie, and they were going to touch on the Wilburn Brothers when I first started, like me in the bus writing songs and them going down the road with their name on the bus and just a few little things like that. And we wasn't going to get into it deep because they said if you get into it deep, you're going to have to finish it, you know?
Right.
So the Wilburn Brothers said if they couldn't have their name in it like they should have it, as much as they done for me, they didn't want to be mentioned. And so the lawyer said, then that's fine, because if they are mentioned of what they have done for me, then it will have to be mentioned the last 5 years of what they didn't do for me and how much they did hurt me.
Well, there is so much of your life, Loretta. You know, if they did the entire thing, it would be a Roots. It would be 26 hours.
That's the way that, you know, they really wanted to sell the movie, and I said, no, it will be a movie first, and let them do whatever they want to after with it, you know. But the Wilburn Brothers probably won't be mentioned because they didn't want to be mentioned unless they had it all in there. And if they have it all, they got to have the ugly scene, too.
Yeah. What about the episode, the fishing episode with the boat, when you fell out of the boat?
I don't think that will probably be in there.
You don't think that'll be in there?
I doubt, you know, there was so much. When you take a movie and base it on a life story, if you take it like from the book is longer than ever how long the movie lasts.
Yeah.
So they can't act out what you can read.
Well, it's like I say, you know, if they made a movie about your entire life and the many things that we've talked about and that we know about, it would be 26 hours long.
Well, this is it, and this worries me because I know that they're going to have to make a good movie in 2 hours' time or whatever in a book, you know, that you have kind of just touched on all of your life, you know.
Have you ever thought about the people that have made movies and also make records, and it seems like suddenly they're making movies and they're not making records anymore? They can't mix the two. Has that crossed your mind?
Well, I have. That has crossed my mind, but that's not going to happen with me because I'm not going to let that happen. I was a singer first, and that's the way I'll end up because that's me.
What about recording? Have you been in the studio lately, or?
I haven't been in quite a little bit. It's been about 2.5, 3 months. But I need to go in and spend at least a week in the studio. And I am setting time, like I'm setting 2 to 3 weeks in the spring to record and 2 to 3 weeks in the fall to record.
And we also have your new record coming up here in just a moment on the Midwest Sound Countdown.
Did you get that record with a little sleeve on it?
Yes, we did.
What do you think of that?
I think that's just as cute as a bug.
Them pictures was taken within a half an hour about a month ago.
Is there one side of it? The audience hasn't seen that. Describe that to them, Loretta.
Which one?
The sleeve of the album.
The first side or the last side?
Both of them.
Huh?
Both of them.
Well, the first side of the single, and the only way that the audience will be able to see this is to go to the record store and get it because it won't be on the album. And it's just on the single record. And one side is I'm dressed in an old-fashioned bathing suit from top to bottom.
Where did you get that?
Rented it. Believe it or not, because this had to be done like within a half hour.
Yeah.
And these pictures were taken like a month ago. And it was a real rush thing, or we could have probably got better pictures. And really, the one on the other side is in cut-off jeans. That's
dynamite.
And a little tank top, and that was the only picture we got in that. And I was a little upset because if we could have got 4 or 5 other pictures, well, we probably could have got better pictures, you know.
Well, I thought that picture was just super.
Oh, I think we could have got some better ones. My tank top was kind of caught up, and I wasn't setting.
Everything looked like it was fitting just fine.
Well, we didn't have no choice there. That was just one picture.
I don't believe I remember a picture of you like that's kind of a pinup picture, really. That since the Squaws on the Warpath album.
Oh yeah.
And you had on the Indian thing that was.
That was an Indian shirt.
Yeah, I like that one too. That was good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that album cover too. No makeup on.
Is Gregory?
Come think of it, I don't have no makeup on in this one you're looking at.
You don't.
My hair not fixed. It was just one of these days that we was sitting out on a rock, and it was about 4:30 in the evening, and we just had a half hour to take these two pictures.
Now, these are the pictures I want to explain to our audience. On the sleeve that the record goes into, the paper sleeve the record goes into, and it is just super, the artwork on there. A couple of things I want to ask you before we play the record. One of them is the health of your mother. How's she doing?
Mommy is feeling better. I called her day before yesterday. I try to call her once or twice a week, and sometimes oftener than that. And I'll get her on the phone, and I say, Mommy, how are you? And she'll say, oh, very well.
Very well.
It just tickles me to death. Very well. But I can always tell when I start holding the conversation with her how she feels, because she will start breathing heavy if she's not feeling real good.
Mm-hmm.
And she has not gained any weight. She's still 77 pounds.
My goodness.
But she says she's feeling pretty good, and we're all just hoping that it stays this way, you know.
Well, I'm sure that our entire audience is hoping that, and they asked me to ask you about that. And another thing is, Gregory Peck still your favorite actor?
You better believe him. I saw him last week. He was doing the Tonight Show, and I was doing the Hollywood Squares. I run into him in the hallway, and I run and put my arm around him, and he couldn't see me too well because he stands like 3 feet taller than me, since I'm only 5'2½". And he said, "Is that you, Loretta?" And I said, "Yes, it is."
He has a new movie going around the theaters here in St. Louis now. That's it's quite a movie. You should see that.
The Boys from Brazil.
Boys from Brazil, yeah.
Yes, that's a great movie, and I hadn't had a chance to get to see it.
It's a good book too.
Everybody's been telling me about it.
Now, what about the new song? Tell us about it.
Well, the new song, I just, usually I'll put out a fast one and a slow one. You know how I do them.
Yeah.
I kind of space them.
Right.
And I thought this was the right time. I thought it was timing to get this one out now. And I know that I didn't have a slow one out last, but I think that probably this is the right time to put this out. And maybe the next time it'll be slow.
This kind of goes back to some of the things that you used to do quite a while back. I mean,
it kind of shows that Loretta Lynn ain't changing too much, isn't it?
Too much. Why don't you be a disc jockey for us and introduce it?
All right, I'd like to introduce this next record, and this is a song that I think hits all women. We've come a long way, baby.
All right, Loretta. Hey, listen, I appreciate your. Where are you right now?
I'm in Reno.
Well,
I'm going to have to get my hair put up and get me a bath and get ready for my first show. There's 3 hours difference in our times.
How much?
3 hours.
Really? It's 3:30 here now. You mean it's only 12? 12? There should be 1:30 there.
It's 1:30 here.
Yeah, 2 hours difference. But,
2 hours.
Yeah.
Is it 2 hours?
Uh-huh.
Well, now it's 3 hours in New York. I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
3 in New York.
Okay.
Is Mooney with you?
No, he has been with me. We've up in the mountains for 10 days, and he left yesterday morning.
Listen, Mike Haynes is working for you now, I think, isn't he? Seems like somebody told me he was working in one of your Western
United Talent?
No, working in the Western store.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. You remember Mike, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He used to be with us.
Now, see, them Western stores, I don't keep up on them like I should. That's a chain thing, you know.
Yeah.
I have a Western store, though, on the Dew Drinks that I own. And the others, the Western stores in Nashville is a chain store.
Right.
I wished I could do more about them, but, I would change things instead of a chain thing. It'd be a change thing.
Well, Mike was with us, here for a long time, and one of the originals, and I was too. I've been here 10 years now. And then
yeah, I know. You've been there for a long time.
Mike came up and tried to open a club, one of George Jones' clubs here, and he lived with me for a while I was trying to get it done, and then went back to Nashville. And the last I heard of him, he was running one of the Western stores.
Well, it seems like he just goes from one thing to the other. He has problems.
Yeah, he does.
He can't find his place, I guess.
He can't seem to since, he and Barbara broke up.
Yeah, I know. That really threw him, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Threw him for a loss. Well, listen, say hello to everybody for me, and the next time you're anywhere near St. Louis, let me know, and I want to have you on the show with me live, okay?
Okay, Walter, I'll do that, honey.
Okay, we'll look for you now.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.